Hey guys, so I'm starting a reading vlog this weekend. It's Saturday and I thought it'd be a fun weekend to do that because I'm going to be decorating my house for fall, which is always a favorite time of the year for me, and probably will do some fall baking. I'm not sure what yet, and I'm just really excited about the books that I'm reading, and I will probably be making my book of the month pick, so I thought that could be fun to decide what I'm going to read from book of the month this month. Hopefully there are good selections, which it should be out hopefully by like this weekend, I'm thinking. So anyway, I wanted to share first what I'm reading because I'm so excited about it and I just really can't wait to get back into reading it. But I'm reading Beach Read, finally, by Emily Henry. So I got this as an add-on to one of my book of the month boxes, and then I've had this book now for I think over a month, maybe 2 months. I just got really hesitant to read it, and I really wanted to read it, but then I heard such good reviews about it, like so many good things, so many 5-star reads, so many people just absolutely loving this. I saw even one person said they wish they could read this book for the first time again, like it was that big a thing. So the hype got me a little bit freaked out. I was like, because I hate going into a book thinking I have to like this because everyone else likes it, and what if I don't like it, why don't I like it, and have it be a huge disappointment. I'm on page 122 and just flying through it. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish the rest of it today. I don't know yet. I'll give you the briefest of synopsis about this book. It's about our main character named January. She is a romance author. She's written 4 romance novels so far and done very well, and something's happened in her life about a year before this book's starting that kind of changed her whole perspective on happily ever afters, and she's been in a writer's block ever since, unable to write another romance novel. So she goes away to this lake house for the summer, and her goal is to write her next book, her next romance novel, but she is stuck. And her next door neighbor is also an author, but he writes more serious literary fiction, and though they decide that they are going to swap genres with each other, he is going to try to write a rom-com and she's going to try to write something kind of dark and cynical. One thing I really do like is the commentary on romance as a genre and how romance readers are perceived. And there's this whole conversation she has with the guy author in their car and her defense of romance, and it's just like, why is romance not taken seriously like any other genre, and there's this need to have to defend it when no other genre, not no other, I won't say that, but with other genres there's not as much of that, like you need to feel like defensive about it. And it's so true, and it's so annoying that you feel like if you're a romance reader you're not reading like real books, you know, and I hate that. I am going to get back to reading it a little bit more before I take down the fall decorations because I think I'm like in the middle of a chapter. I do that. Tell me, let me know. I'm curious. Are you someone who has to get to a stopping point or the end of a chapter, or can you just like close the book pretty much mid-sentence? Because I usually just close the book mid-sentence. That's just me. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to reading. So it's a bit later in the afternoon and I wanted to do an update because I read another about 100 pages in Beach Read. I just put Penny down for a nap, so I made myself some iced coffee left over from this morning. It's still pretty good though. And yeah, just having a little read. Hopefully I'll read another like 100 or so pages now, maybe while she's sleeping, but I don't know how long she's gonna sleep for, and I'm still hoping to finish it by tonight. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I wanted to share one thing though, because it's not related to this book at all, but it's related to fall. So I went to Hobby Lobby last weekend, and the only thing I got was this candle. What an angle. I did end up getting just one thing, this candle called Plentiful Harvest, and it is so good. Definitely would recommend if you don't want to spend the money on a Bath and Body Works candle and you still want the fall smell. This is like honestly such a good blend of all the good fall smells. So I just wanted to share that this candle is wonderful, and I would highly encourage you at least smelling it and seeing if it's for you. But I'm gonna drink my coffee and get back to reading. I have box 1 of 2. I'm gonna start taking stuff out, but I don't have that much. I mean, maybe this is a lot for some people. Obviously like a ton of pumpkins. Okay, and then this, I forget what it says. Oh, give thanks, I think. We'll untangle that one later. This is the garland, which I'm still obsessed with. Oh goodness. It's so pretty. I gotta wash this blanket since it's been all stuffy up in the attic. And more pumpkins. More pumpkins. Little centerpiece, fall candle centerpiece. I'm gonna put that on the dining table. I did a video like 2 years, was it 2 years ago or last year? It was fall crafts, and it used this garland I made, and then it had these bookish leaves. I'm gonna put this out in my bookcase again because I thought that was really cute. So it looks like it's all completely come apart though, but yeah, that was a fun little DIY. And then I hung it with my string fairy lights so it lit up. Definitely will do that again. I just found the recipe for minced pumpkin loaf, which I love this recipe so much. It's so good. I have no idea why. I mean, I guess I know why it's a fall treat. Yeah, super excited. This is so good, and it makes your house smell absolutely incredible. So anyways, this is a real treasure. Not as much stuff in this box, mostly wall hanging. So I have this fall wreath and this gobble gobble sign. This is not a part of it. I have no idea what this is. Oh my gosh, it's one of my candles. But because it's been in the attic, it has melted. I got this last year. I don't even want to say where it's from because you know, it's from Hobby Lobby. This maybe is last year. No, it's kind of cute. I made this a few years ago. You know, it looks a little more homely every year, so. And then spring stuff. We need to find a place. Some more pumpkins. This is all like spring stuff that I never used in spring because it was in the fall box, so I need to go fix that. Because how darling is that? That's unrelated to what we're doing. But yeah, that's all my fall stuff. So I'm gonna start decorating. Made this spinach tortellini soup from Magnolia Table Volume 2. Yeah, it looks like the picture. Yay.
Sparkly.
You gonna read a book to her? I think that's a great idea. She'll love it. So it's Tuesday. I wanted to do a reading update for what I read over the weekend because I read a good bit and I really enjoyed what I read. So first thing, I left off with almost finishing Beach Read, and I did finish it Saturday night and absolutely loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. I would highly recommend this read if you like romance, and even if you're a little more on the fence about romance, this is also more strongly like contemporary fiction / romance than just romance. So I really enjoyed it. The characters were wonderful and flawed. They both had been betrayed by love in some way, and I really liked their story. I liked how they swapped writing, and I just liked how that wrapped up in the end too. And I really enjoyed this. It was so easy to read and to fly through. And I'm really glad that I own it because I can definitely see myself reading this again in the future. And I haven't been rereading books a lot recently, so that's saying something if I think I can reread it. And then I read the 3rd book in the Girl Meets Duke series by Tessa Dare. That's The Wallflower Wager. It's historical romance. And honestly, any romance that I read following Beach Read was going to be a bit of a disappointment, so it's not fair to this book that I read it after finishing Beach Read. I read this on Sunday and I really liked it, okay, but it was just bad timing because nothing was going to live up to Beach Read. So this is pretty similar to the first 2 books in the Girl Meets Duke series. It's following one of the other friend group ladies. It's following Penelope, which love that name, obviously, and she goes by Penny. She is a very sweet lady. She's kind of like ostracized from society, but that's fine with her because she has a ton of misfit pets that she takes care of. And the premise of this story is that she has to prove to her aunt and brother that she can stay in town. My memory card was full, so I just had to go through and delete some things. So anyway, back to what I was saying. She has to find home for all of her pets, and she has to prove that she can be out in society and she belongs in town. And a duke moves on the property next to hers and is flipping the place basically. I feel like all of the dukes in this series are the same character. So like the first book, second book, and now third book, it all kind of feels like that same alpha male character, which is definitely not my favorite character at all. And I'm just ready for like a new type of male character. I don't know if you found this when you were reading the series, but I just feel like it's kind of a different facet maybe, but a different facet of the same character type. I read it really quickly, and I think I will be reading, the next book comes out in February, I think, next year. Maybe it's sooner than that. And I'll still be reading this series, but it's not like my favorite romance series of all time. But that did get me thinking, side tangent, the second book, A Rogue of One's Own, I forget what the series is called, but the first one was Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. That book comes out today, and I really want to read it. I totally missed my opportunity with Book of the Month because I could have chosen it as an add-on, but I decided that I wasn't going to do any more add-ons because I was doing too many, and it was kind of defeating the purpose of me only spending $15 a month on it because I was getting like 1 or 2 add-ons for the past few months. So I decided, no, I'm not gonna get an add-on, and now I'm regretting it. So I'll probably end up getting it as an add-on next month. But if you're reading that, if you've read it already, let me know. I'm nervous to get it because I really liked Bringing Down the Duke, and I'm nervous that it's not going to be the same. I mean, it's obviously not going to be the same, but I'm afraid I'm not going to like it as much. So it's kind of good that maybe I'll wait a month until I order it from Book of the Month to see what everyone else is saying and if it's worth buying. But that's one that I do want to read soon. What I'm currently reading, I started, is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. So I'm 30% or so through this, and I'm enjoying it okay, but I'm still just so not okay with the premise. So this is dystopian. It's about this future society where disease and everything has been cured. People do not die anymore. So there are these people who are appointed called scythes in the world, and their job is to keep the population low. So they have to kill people. But they don't call it killing, they call it gleaning, and they're pretty respected in the community, in the world, because their job is honorable for some reason. And basically you're following this scythe who takes 2 young apprentices under his wing, and you're following them as they are kind of learning how to become a scythe, and they don't really want it because they don't want to spend their lives killing people. So I did order my Book of the Month, and I ordered Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I saw someone posting on Bookstagram about this title, and I was really interested in it. And then when I saw that it was a Book of the Month selection, like, I did not have to think about it at all. It was super obvious to me that I was going to pick this book. So that should be coming in by the end of this week probably. But right now I'm going to get back to reading Scythe, and I think I'm gonna make some pumpkin bread today because it is September 1st and I'm feeling very fall, as you can tell by my taking out my fall decorations and all that fun stuff, which I put my garland on the bookcase because I couldn't get it to fit on the shelf above the TV. I don't know. I still need to work some things out in this house, and everything isn't all up yet. But regardless, those are my semi-ish plans for the day. It is noon. Penny is sleeping right now, so I'm gonna let her sleep, and I'm gonna get some reading time in while she's sleeping and carry on. Oh, one more thing. I started rewatching all the Twilight movies this weekend. So the only one I have left to watch is Breaking Dawn Part 2. They're really entertaining, and I'm so glad that they're on Amazon Prime because I would not have done this if it had cost money to rent these to watch. But I'm watching them for free on Amazon Prime. So that's what I'm up to. Tell me your favorite book in the Twilight movieverse. Nathan was watching parts of Twilight with me, the first one, and it's just horrible. Like, it's probably one of the worst movies. It has a lot of nostalgia for me, but I have to admit that it is a pretty bad film. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to reading and I'll check in later. Nathan got these things for your phone. But like, how cool is this for my Kindle and reading? Yeah, we'll see how much I use it, but I think it could be fun. What's your face doing? It's so cute. You can smile and do it at the same time.
She looks like she ate a lemon.
She does.
So puckering.
Oh, now you're gonna play with your teeth, huh? Who else screams that loud? You're a unique baby girl. Why you gotta scream? Where are we? Almost 6 o'clock. I'm now 60% through Scythe, and I'm still just waiting for something to happen. I guess I'll be a little more patient with it to see where it goes. But that's where I am. I don't know if I'm gonna get to reading much more tonight, so this may be where I end my reading for tonight. I was going to make the pumpkin bread now, but it's just too close to dinner. I'm just gonna do it tomorrow. I have all day to do it tomorrow, and that was my plan originally anyway. So pumpkin cream cheese bread will be happening then. I'll show you a little bit of where I put some of the fall decorations, although I didn't, like I said, I don't really have that many, and a lot of them are just like in places until I actually find the place that I want to put them. So, I mean, I just stuck a pumpkin in there, you know. This little thing here, that's what I got last year. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it there, but it's there for now, and I'm burning this cinnamon candle. This fall centerpiece that I took out, I'll need to put a candle in there. I still have this garland, give thanks. I think I'm gonna put it on this wall, kind of drape it. The leaf display, I think, belongs here, obviously. This, I don't know where to put it, because originally it's supposed to go here, but then we put a shelf there, and now it's too big to put it up there with, it's not deep enough the shelf to have everything. So I could do it here, but then it blocks the TV thing, and then it blocks the drawers if I drape it there. But I feel like we need a fall item here. And then I put just some pumpkins, like so. Just like a pumpkin and a thing, and then the candle that I'm obsessed with. So that's nice. I'm okay with this little centerpiece. Do I like the minimal? Yes. But do I also want it to look like Stars Hollow? Also yes. Looks delish. Gonna cut myself a slice right now. Are you bothering her? Are you bothering her? Alright, I have an update. So, I am 84% through Scythe, which says I have about an hour or so left. So, Penny is sleeping. She might sleep for another hour, and then I can use that time to finish this book because I really want to do that today. And I was just talking about Scythe with Nathan and explaining the whole world and world concept and how it works, and I don't know if I ruined anything for him because he might be reading it one day. Don't really know exactly how I feel about this book yet. I don't dislike it, that's for sure. I just don't know if it's living up to the hype, at least for me, and it's because I've just heard for years now just an overabundance of good things about Scythe, and so I really was expecting to be just like completely like wow, blown away. And it is a crazy concept, like especially talking with Nathan about it, I'm realizing, yeah, this is definitely like a very like dystopian, strange society that everyone's living in the future. But I find that it's just a little bit slow, not entirely holding my attention. Like it's super easy to read, but I'm still just not 100% there. So we'll see if the last bit of this book changes my opinion at all, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna finish it. Like, it's not a chore. It's not anything hard to do. It's just not as amazing as I was hoping it would be, I think. So, and also that's not gonna dissuade me from reading the second book because I like it enough already. I know that I would be interested in reading the second book, and I already put a hold for it on my Libby app. I'm gonna get back to reading Scythe, and I'll check in hopefully when I'm done. Oh, look what you did. You made it light up. You're so pretty. Alright guys, I'm going to be ending this reading vlog, but I did finish Scythe, and I wanted to wrap up my thoughts in a spoiler-free way. So, the last hour, things definitely happened that made it that much more interesting and made me really want to read the second book. It still doesn't really bump it up too much in terms of a star rating. Like, I think it's a 3.5 star for me, but I think Thunderhead may be even better. I don't know. I'll see. But I actually did end up liking it. And then one thing I didn't even mention this whole reading vlog is that I've been listening to an audiobook now for 3 weeks, and it's The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I checked this out from my library after finishing, what was that one with the green cover? Home Before Dark, because I really liked it. And so I'm over halfway through, and something happened that I am so shocked about. Like I mean, it's been taking me 3 weeks to listen to 6 hours of audio content, so clearly I haven't been that focused on it, and I just forget that I have it checked out from the library. But what just happened just now is just totally changing everything. So if you've read any other Riley Sager books, let me know your favorites. I know he's an auto-buy author for a lot of people because his books are so good, but this one was just feeling okay to me until this thing just happened. I'm like, okay, now I'm really ready for things to get happening. So that was very vague because it's a thriller mystery style novel, so I really can't give anything away, so that's why I'm just being super vague. But a brief synopsis of it: it's about this girl named Emma. She's now 30 years old. When she was 15 years old, she was in a camp with these girls over the summer, and all the other girls went missing. So she kind of carries this like guilt or something with her, and she's been painting them for the past 15 years in all of her paintings, and she's now going to be going back to that camp for the summer because it's reopened. So yeah, it's really interesting. But that's going to wrap up this reading vlog. Thanks for watching, and happy reading.